a lot of people today said, like, oh, Jamie Dimon, he called Bitcoin a fraud, and now they're getting into the digital currency space. But is there really anything comparable? Like, is that even the right frame for thinking about this?
You're on the money. It's definitely different things. Bitcoin's a global currency, and what they're trying to do with JPM Coin is to basically speed up their global payments business. They want to streamline the process. They want to do this for institutions. They even want to go after SWIFT. But the real people in their headlines today is not Bitcoin, it's Ripple and XRP.
What does this mean for Ripple and XRP?
Ripple and XRP have been working to create products using XRP for international payments and remittances for the last 7 years, 6 or 7 years. What JPM Coin does is basically dismisses all of that work in creating their own coin to do this based on Quorum, which is a fork of Ethereum.
What I'm interested by is the fact that XRP is down 0.1%. The reason behind that, is it just really hard to short?
That's a great reason, yep. That's one of them. The other one is crypto is an extremely inefficient market. News does not move crypto one way or the other like it should in normal markets.
In your view, and you know, I'm looking at your T-shirt that I think it says long Bitcoin, short the bankers, so I'm guessing you're pretty skeptical of any sort of like blockchain, you know, I get it. That being said, in your view, is there a role for enterprise blockchain in the financial system to speed it up, or do you think the premise is flawed from the beginning?
No, there absolutely is. Okay. We're going to reduce speed from 1 day to seconds versus Swift, and we're going to reduce costs significantly. The problem is this is not going to happen tomorrow. This is going to take years.
Do you foresee other large banks and institutions following JPMorgan's lead on this?
They could either join JPMorgan or be left outside, because they have to join JPMorgan's coin now, or they're going to be left out.
Gotcha.
Yep.
In terms of what other areas of coming together had been, there'd been one called R3, right, which is where JPMorgan had pulled out this sort of coming together of banks working towards some sort of general use case. Will in any way JPMorgan win out by having started their own one, or is it actually there's no winner per se, or is the winner going to be the underlying blockchain they end up adopting? Because are they going to use one that I've heard Corda being flagged? It's a fork of Ethereum being deployed in some way by JPMorgan.
It's a great question. Other banks are going to have to join this network because network effects are going to take over. We're going to have people that want to use JPM Coin that are parts of other banks or institutions, and if their bank doesn't let them, they're going to leave that bank and go to an institution that supports it. So I think JPM Coin definitely has a lead. Whether or not it wins out over XRP or Ripple, we'll see, but I think it has a good lead on it.
Let's talk about Bitcoin itself. Obviously, kind of all of 2018, unremitting gloom. It feels like we're kind of at the stage where it's starting to go from people being negative to people being apathetic about it. You just don't hear people talk about it, certainly the way you did in 2017 and for most of 2018, even though there are developments in the space and there's still people building on top of it. In your view, what catalyzes the long Bitcoin part of your pear trade?
Oh, this is a long-term shirt. I don't think Bitcoin is. I don't think the bear market is done for crypto this year. I think we still have some downside to go.
Well, what's that based on? And so what would ultimately turn around? And when you look at the history of Bitcoin or crypto bear markets, are there any rhythms that you can infer that say, okay, this is what a sign of a turnaround is?
Yeah, I mean, adoption is a big one. Whether or not an ETF gets approved could be a potential catalyst. The halvening in this summer will be one. So that's a couple hundred days away. Those are all potential catalysts, but the reason why I'm a little bearish right now is because we don't have a clear-cut catalyst tomorrow.